Oh, no, you mean Elijah?
Yeah.
We want him to come, but no, you can't. That's the one day a year Jews don't eat. We don't eat. You can't eat. You're not supposed to have edibles.
Leave me alone. What if you shoot him intravenously, like I'm about to do to you, cocksucker?
Can you do that?
Because I'll go up there with a girl named Nancy with one eye and a needle. You'll be fucking done. You understand me? Done.
Why
Kaput.
does she have one eye?
Because she lost it in Vietnam. I don't know. I never asked her. You ever see somebody with a missing eye? You don't ask them. How'd you lose your eye? That's an interesting eye patch you have.
No, how often do you see people with one eye? I don't think I've
I
ever
live
seen
in
someone with one
Jersey
eye.
a lot.
Oh.
I live in Jersey. Remember the time we saw one in the guy in San Diego
Oh, yeah.
when the pirate and Dean
Oh, here,
Del
Joe.
Rey still has that tape.
I still have it. Hold on. I just dropped it. Let me find it. Or Joe,
Don't
if you
answer
can go to
that.
my
You're
Instagram,
working on it again. It's Yom Kippur. All of a
I'll
sudden,
find it.
what
But
happens to
I
you?
still
You're
have
gonna
the
have
clip.
less farted on you. Knock it off. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good, man. I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit, to be honest with you. I had a show on Thursday that I didn't do great at, but thank you to everyone who came out. A couple people from the check-in came out. And
Listen,
then
you
this
can't be
week
inviting people from the check-in, and then you
you
fucking
told me
throw a
to.
bomb on them and shit. But
I didn't
I
bomb.
told you
I
to.
didn't.
And you gotta double check that you can't fucking drop a bomb on these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say, time out. I got some people here from the check-in. I gotta start this all over again.
I don't think they'd like that.
Yes, they would. They'd
2 hours into a
appreciate
show,
the
like, I gotta
honesty.
start over.
Yeah.
You can't start over.
Yes,
Well,
you can. Who says
I did.
it's an art? Who says it's an art? You can do whatever the fuck you want. You get on stage, you're having a rough time for 2 minutes, call a timeout. Listen, I gotta go get my head together. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I didn't know what I
Have
was
we
thinking.
I don't know if I ever told this story. Do you remember the time that you convinced me that Chappelle was gonna, go before me? Like, the first time I did the belly room with
Yeah.
Eric? Oh, we fucking
You were
it was the
sweating bullets all goddamn day.
well, you did because you didn't tell me. You told me you get to the Comedy Store. Eric Rocha, who was on the church a bunch, a very funny comic. We went, and we didn't even feel comfortable going. There's a comics only bar at the store, and I felt like an asshole. Like I didn't want to go. Like I wasn't gonna just walk in there. So we asked somebody, and they got us in. And immediately you were with Agostino, and the first thing you did, you didn't say hi. You remember you had those edible mints for a minute. You had
That's so
edible
nice.
mints.
I had some
Oh,
edible gasoline too. What are we getting at here?
you threw them in my mouth and you said, "Hey, you're not hosting anymore. Chappelle's going up. He wants to do half an hour in front of you." And everyone in the bar was like, "Oh shit!" Like everyone. So you let me burn and fucking sweat. I mean, half an hour later, we get up to the fucking belly room, and you're like, "Ah, he's not here." And I was so high and so nervous, I forgot Eric's name when I was bringing him up. I had been doing comedy with him for 2 years. You convinced me that Chappelle wanted to do 30 in front of me.
You gotta that's part bro, when you realize that comedy is all mental, you'll do a lot better. You know, you for years I put this fear in my head. I had 1,000 different fears from they have white hair to they're drinking too much, to half of them are Jewish, half of them are Spanish. It's half of them I grew up with. I can't do this material in front of them. And then one day I said, fuck them all. But let's talk about Thursday night and why you thought you didn't do well, because that's another part of the show that I want to talk to you about. When you have a spot during the week and it
Mhm.
doesn't go your way, let's review it. I don't need to watch the fucking tape.
Okay.
By the sound of your voice and your honesty, I know where you're taking this.
Y
We can't always kill every night. Right now,
Right.
you're a 5-year comic. You're working on percentages. You know,
I don't kill people say I'm ha I always remember you were very and I don't wanna say hard on yourself. I use the word realistic when I'm talking about it, because 'cause you've had nights that I saw you that I thought you killed, and you're like, "Eh," and I haven't been doing like, I'm not killing every night, but I went on a run there of having pretty good, like, sets I was happy with, Bs, like, at least. And then on Thursday night, I can blame some things about the show, like, where I what how where I went up, but the comedy club's great. I just I didn't feel like I was in the moment, and I just felt like I was I've been trying to do different orders, and eh, you know what? You ever go to a comedy movie in the theater and laugh the whole time, and then you go and you try to watch it at home and it sucks?
2 years later,
Even whenever, it just sucks. The audience plays a big part, and for me, when I start off not great, it tends like, I can sometimes dig myself out of it, but if, like, the audience isn't into it, I just feel like I'm not really present or flowing.
I've been there. I loved, for a long time, like you, I struggled, once the first 3 jokes bomb, there ain't no coming back. You know what I'm saying? Once you're 0 and 2, we're done at that level, it's just the way the
Yeah.
ball bounces. You're 0 and 2. He threw 2 fucking perfect strikes down your throat. What are the chances of you coming up with anything else,
Oh,
and maybe you didn't see the pitch, maybe you weren't focused. Um, I was the king of bombing. It got to a point where I embraced it because I knew this would pass.
what do you mean you embraced it?
Listen, man, when you're shit, you're shit. I'm not gonna become something overnight after 1 set that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not gonna so
S
I kind of embraced it being there for a while, and when I would have a good set, it would feel that much better.
Oh, it feels great.
And I still guys, like I've told you 1,000 times, I bombed in bars, I bombed on one-nighters in different states, and I bombed at the place where it really mattered. I bombed horribly at the Improv, horribly on a Monday night in front of everybody, and I bombed miserably at the store. And once you come back from that, bombing ain't that bad. It's like going to jujitsu and getting tapped. But I want you to attack. I don't ever want you to live in that bomb. That's the most important thing, is living in that bomb. 3 years from now, when you're at a theater, nobody's gonna remember that bomb, fucking bong. You know what's on my mind? Bomb, so don't always remember, it don't fucking matter. I'm telling you this 30 years in, those bombings, the first 10 years, it's like, a football team when they first get together, and for 4 years, they just suck. They're 0 and 11, 2 and 1, 2 and 9, 5 and whatever the fuck mathematical equation is. And then one year they just come out and they come out fucking throwing heat.